That's the smartest thing to do. That is the smartest thing to do. Papa Shee is Akosia Serwaa's witness. You even fasted, but it didn't work. Well, we are picking those things gradually. Papa Shee is her witness. When they took the music to Despite, if you listen to the audio Despite brought out, and you listen and you try and read it between the cracks, it makes me believe that people say that the deal Despite got with Lumba to be the sole distributor or the main distributor, whichever one was true, would have been negotiated through Akosia Serwaa. Sounds to me like it might be true. Because again, those who know Lumba will tell you that he was not exactly a very agreeable person. That he would have been likely to let the music sit and not give the royalties to Despite. But it makes sense also for Akosia Serwaa to do that because it was her money. And Lumba wouldn't have cared. It wasn't his money. So even if the music didn't survive or it didn't thrive, it did not really matter much because he was not losing anything. Papa Shee is brutally honest. He supports only what is right. He's a rare gem. I agree, Bright. Cody, I really do agree. And I want me some Papa Shee friends. If you have some Papa Shee friends, and if you have a few Papa Shee friends, they will tell you the truth. And it will set you free. It will set you free. I have a few of such Papa Shee friends. They will call you. And they will let rip. And when they drop the phone, you will sit down and you will reflect, and sense will appear in your head. You will know that you have goofed. Something happens and all the rubber stampers and all the yes men and the yes sayers are singing their chorus. You need to hear Papa Shee's voice. You need to hear Papa Shee's voice. When you are famous, when you are successful and you are changing women, you need a Papa Shee to tell you that that has never worked. It's not a good strategy, that it will end in tears, because it always does. You need a Papa Shee in your life. And you need that Papa Shee not to be your little boy like happened in this Lumba Papa Shee case. Papa Shee was his little boy, so he didn't really take Papa Shee seriously. I pray that you have the Papa Shees a bit more elevated in your life. Somebody you respect. Somebody you submit to. Who will tell you the bitter truth and call you to order before disaster strikes. You need Papa Shees in your life. So those of you who are now rising and you are looking for people around you, look for the Papa Shees. You will need them. To keep your head out of your own ass, you will need Papa Shees. And for success not to cloud your judgment, you need Papa Shees. And you need Papa Shees, especially Lumba. Lumba is now gone. Lumba says we should not forget Akosia Serwaa. All of us would have forgotten Akosia Serwaa if it was not for Papa Shee. If it wasn't for Papa Shee, this Team Legal Wife thing would not have gone the way it has. Papa Shee has stood to remind us of what Lumba himself said in the music. You've all been singing it, but we forgot. We did. It has been Papa Shee in radio stations. It has been Papa Shee almost fighting in TV stations. Yeah, Quacks, how you doing? It's good to see you. Your dad always talked about mentorship. Your dad was smart. You need a mentor. You need a wise mentor. The problem we have at the moment, especially for young black men, is that we have useless people acting as mentors. I was talking to this boy recently, and he was like, well, look, Dr. Kwekuoting has how many wives? I'm like, ring Kwekuoting in his private moments and ask him, does he have peace? He may have money, but does he have peace? And he's like, Kennedy, Japan. Pick the phone, ring Kennedy, Japan. Kennedy, Japan, at least we can see. If for nothing at all, 2 women we know in Kennedy, Japan's life, which make sure he can never know peace. 2 of his baby mamas will never let him have peace. The first one is Why have I suddenly forgotten her name? The MP. What is her name? Those of you who know. Adwoa Safo. Adwoa Safo is the reason why Kennedy Japan will never know peace. Because Adwoa Safo is doing what she's doing politically, she's doing what she's doing personally, and it's contrary to where Kennedy would like to stand. Kennedy Japan will never know peace, usually from the political domain, because of Adwoa Safo. He will never know peace. The other one is Moira Dawson. Moira has also had a kid with Kennedy. And Kennedy has done a few things that Moira has been here to call him out on. I don't think Moira will stop calling Kennedy out any day soon. So those of you who aspire to be Kennedy Japan, also remember that in the rhetoric. Remember it. A person who has started exciting me, and it's a new excitement, because I was never really for some of the things that he used to say. But I've seen a couple of videos recently, the Osebo the Zara man. That is a person of interest to me at the moment, because I think what Osebo the Zara man is beginning to spew is something a lot of older, wiser men should have spewed a long time ago. I've seen 2 videos of him. One where he was talking about the fact that he regrets having multiple baby mamas. That if he was starting again, he would have had his children with one. Yeah. Yes. Osebo the Zara man is speaking. A lot of you admire Osebo the Zara man. Well, maybe you should be mentored by your mentor. Listen to them. They are now beginning to talk. They are beginning to tell the things that they haven't spoken in the background. These men have no peace. They know no peace. A lot of them are ridicules because of some of the choices they've made. But these are the people mentoring young men. These are the people telling young men what to do. And a lot of these people are not even being sincere about the difficulties they have in their lives around these things. Yeah. So we know Akosia Serwaa because Papa Shee has made sure that he followed what Lumba says we should do. Yaba. Mwah. Hi, bro. How you doing? We know Akosia Serwaa now because Papa Shee stood. And each one of you needs friends who will take care of your wives when the cookie crumbles. You need friends who will stand with your husbands when the cookie crumbles. You need friends who will replace children when they need to. Because this woman has been standing alone. She's been standing alone for a while. The heroines returned to the airport yesterday. For me, will at least give her some satisfaction for the sacrifices she's made all these years. The number of people who went to the airport, the number of people who were campaigning. I saw Ohemawo Jess video inviting people to come to the airport to show support to this woman. That woman would have laid in her bed yesterday seeing stars. She would cry. I had a few tears in my eye as I watched the footage. And this is me, a stranger. She would cry at night after all that. Oh, yeah, it's so good to see you. Yeah. You know, she would cry. She would feel love from all these strangers. But that's also the lesson I want to pick for you. You know, love can come from different places. It doesn't only have to come from your children. Yeah. Your children may do to you what Akosia Serwaa's children have done. They may. They are people. The arm of flesh can fail. But you see, the Lord can return that through random strangers. Yesterday, random strangers were there. I don't know if her children are still in Ghana. I don't know. But I never saw her children go to receive her at the airport. If it wasn't for all these, I saw Councillor Lutrot also inviting people and telling people that she was arriving at the airport. Yeah. You held your tears. Yeah. I had a tear in my eye when I watched it. I was so emotional. So emotional when I watched her. I saw the video when she was leaving Germany and I'm like, oh, come on. This woman should really be existing in a whole different dimension. This is not how she should be leaving Germany. She should be leaving Germany with personal assistance, with a concierge service. Yeah, she's worked. She's worked. And if she had people who were sorting her out, who were managing her, and all she did at this phase was just pick her bag and go to the airport. It will not be unusual. She has invested in a music legend. Her investment has actually paid off, you know. Her investment has paid off. And if life was fair and this woman had received fair royalties for what she invested in this musician, this woman should be going to the airport with somebody. She should have a private secretary at this point who handles affairs. Somebody should be handling all affairs.